I'd hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. 2 months ago, I had a falling out with Just Pearly Things, and after that falling out, many people said that I was a grifter. They said it's not bad as, what I say it is. I'm hating, I'm jealous, and all these other things. Now, Pearl has recently done an interview with H3H3. Now, disclaimer, I'm not necessarily a H3H3 fan. However, that is not what I'm analysing here. I'm analysing what she said. Now, I called her a colonizer in the video that I made, and everybody said, oh, you're pulling the race card. Don't pull the race card. You can't do that. You worked with her for so long. You liked her then. Why don't you like her now? And I left for integrity reasons. If I wanted quote unquote clout, I could have stayed with her. I could have accepted her proposal and her contract and kept on the Just Pearly Things channel. But I chose not to do it. And I chose not to do it. And I told you the reasons why. I saw things that you guys didn't see. I saw things that you did not experience. I experienced things that a lot of you have no idea about. Yet, you've all got an opinion. But I'm saying, you've never asked yourself, how can somebody work with somebody for so long and then say, you know what, I'm out? At the height of her success, there is a reason. Listen to this.
What way was slavery made to seem more horrible than it was?
Slavery stuff too, because what they do is they embellish, and I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was,
Right.
but they want to make it like more horrible. We were talking about, and I don't really want to go into this too much because we're kind of past this, but I was quoting a Thomas Sowell book.
Okay. So do you agree with that premise that slavery was embellished, or no?
I think that there are parts that are under embellished and there are parts that are over embellished. I think it just depends what we're talking about.
That's so interesting. I've got to know what was over embellished about slavery. Just like one example, I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I just rather, I mean, I was talking about a book that I read.
You just said some parts were embellished, some parts were under embellished.
I just, again,
are you retracting that?
I'd really just rather not.
Okay. Dude, no, but slavery being embellished, that's so interesting.
Yeah, again, I was kind of hoping this was like a good faith interview.
There it goes. She went into Karen mode. I was just hoping that this was like a good faith interview. I was hoping that you weren't going to hurt my feelings. You see, she has been able to say things without being challenged. And there have been a plethora of men that have been lining up to defend her and to put on their Superman capes and save her. She's got no one there to do that right now. So what is happening is that she's floundering. She doesn't know what to say.
I just think you're trying to push it.
That's a clip of you saying that. You can disavow it.
I'm quoting an author.
You're not being honest. Okay, so you disavow. Just disavow it then. That's easy. Just say, I don't think slavery was embellished. I mean, that's super easy. That's like a layup. Sowell compared Barack Obama to Adolf Hitler. Do you like that analogy? That's the author you're quoting. Asking you, do you agree with that statement?
How can someone of 26, 27 years of age be so dogmatic in their thinking with no life experience? No life experience, but you think that slavery was embellished. How would you know? How would you know? What experience do you have? Who have you been speaking to? Who have you read? Oh, you read a Thomas Sowell book. Okay, well, there are more books out there to read. And one of the things that really frustrate me about the people that watch this kind of stuff is they have an excuse. Excuses after excuses after excuses for this woman. I've got to say it. One of the most upsetting things is that black men have excuses for this woman. Black men, so many black men have excuses for a white woman saying that slavery was embellished. Now, the harshest parts of slavery are not even shown. They're not even told to us. We don't know about the breeding camps, which they were. There were men that were bred to breed women and would have to have sex with women due to the slave masters. That part is generally not spoken about. We're not told about the buck breaking, as they say that the slave masters would actually buck break their slaves, as in have anal sex with them to lower their self-esteem, to get them in line. That part isn't spoken about. This woman is saying that slavery is embellished. We haven't spoken about when slave masters used to tie women to horses, to two separate horses, while they were pregnant, and allow the horses to run in different directions and split her apart. We haven't spoken about babies, black babies, being used for alligator bait when they used to hunt alligators. We haven't spoken about any of that, but slavery is embellished.
Barack Obama is comparable to Adolf Hitler.
No.
Okay. See, it's not hard. It's not hard. That's awesome. That's easy to do. You also said George Washington was viewed from his slaves like a father.
Now, she said it to me. She said that George Washington was viewed like a father. Let's have a look at this clip.
Would you say George Washington was a real man?
I don't know enough about him.
You guys don't too. You don't know George?
We're
really?
UK,
Nothing?
like, you don't know about George Washington.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think, like, if someone's a great and powerful man in history to the point, like, they're talking about him hundreds of years later, he didn't have any kids. But, like,
didn't he own slaves?
What?
Did he own slaves? George Washington?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, not a real man to me. I'm just saying.
No, it's actually interesting. He had a different, like, he inherited his slaves, and it wasn't as simple as he could have just, like, let them go, because the debt that's incurred on them, like, you can't just release them. And so his slaves actually, like, he had a really good relationship with them, and they considered him like a dad. Oddly enough, like a lot of all of his inheritance went to his slaves.
I mean, I hear that, but I just can't take a man seriously if you're owning other people.
Yeah.
Did you say that? Did you think racism was embellished? I mean, it's so easy. I mean, just say no.
I can't say, hey, these slaves had a good relationship with their owners
because
without
it's
getting
not true. Because it's just not true. It's not true. What George Washington was not a father figure to his slaves. Fair. To be totally fair, you could just say, I don't think slavery was embellished.
Like you were
like
just
that's
talking
super
about,
easy. That's a layup for most people.
I was quoting a book. That's the crazy part. I was quoting a book.
So do you agree with his statement, though?
Do I think overall it was embellished? Some parts, sure.
There it is. Which parts?
Some parts.
No, please tell me which parts. Tell me.
I think that you can't. I think that certain slaves had good relationships with their owners. Not all, maybe not most, but I think some did.
And that just
and there are accounts of them saying this.
So some slaves had good relationships with their masters. Therefore, slavery was embellished. How easy it is to just say, I don't think it was embellished.
Okay, I really appreciate you having me on, but I'm gonna go. Thank you,
George.
Thank you.
Okay.
And there we have it. Doesn't seem like she's able to have an original thought or even start thinking and analyzing something. Okay, some slaves had good relationships. Therefore, slavery as a whole was embellished. That's not the right equation to be coming to. There are some black billionaires in America. Does that mean on the whole, black people are not at the bottom of the social economic ladder in America? No. There is not much else I can say about this woman without repeating myself over and over and over again. It is what it is. You hear it from the horse's mouth. It's not me trying to make something up and call her this for some kind of clout reasons, to gain followers or even to gain likes. It comes out of her own mouth. Statements can be said, which is fine. What I have found, and what I did find when I was with her, was that she was great at repeating things that she's read, things that other people have said. But if you ask her to sit down and analyze it, she starts to fumble. She starts to stumble. She doesn't know how to do it herself. It's as if she can't have her own original thought. Anyway, I'm done. It's all been said. The videos are out there. Everybody can see for themselves. I am Sa Ra Garvey. You better like, share, comment, and subscribe, because this world is just getting crazier and crazier. I'm gonna catch you on the flip side.